Hello, and welcome back to the M2 Podcast. I'm your host, MadMikeWillEatU. This is KyleHeath. We took about, a week off last week. We didn't have an episode. I went to a Halo 2 anniversary LAN. I'm wearing the jersey. Was coaching the boys. We frickin' won. It was awesome. Loads of fun. It was on Twitch. It was on YouTube. It was on X, Twitter, whatever. You can go check that out if you want to. Very proud to talk about it, and I think we will. But before we really get into it, I just want to talk about this week's episode. We're going to talk, fill you in on what's been going on with Warner Brothers Games, a little bit about Valorant, and they're doing some things to combat cheaters with, obviously PC gaming cheaters. There is a Nintendo update on their mission of creating quality games and not caring about the amount of time being spent on it, and a little bit of Black Ops 6 information for people that are Call of Duty fans and what's been going on with the Xbox player base and how they're actually checking it out more than ever, setting new records. And about Phil Spencer, the guy in charge of Xbox, is open to acquisitions. But before we get into that, Kyle, how you doing, bro? How's it been the last week? I feel like I've been away from technology in a way of I haven't been in the chat much. And if I am, it's one or two messages here and there. So how you been doing, dude?
I've been chilling, Mike, kind of living life, playing some games. Just really soaking it all in as we get into the fall months,
Oh yeah.
Into the fall season. So yeah, that's really what I've been doing.
AKA the raining season if you're in the south like us.
Yeah, it's currently raining as we record this for me.
Yeah.
So it's been like that today, but yeah, dude, all around, man. I think remember when I played this week, I've been grinding a lot of Once Human. I know I talked about that game a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Still continuing to grind it. Mike, I'm grinding it so much. I bought the season pass.
Heck yeah.
I can't remember the last time I bought a season pass, but hey, it's happened.
I remember the last time I bought a season pass. It was Splitgate, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was when I was grinding it all the time. And then they were like, oh, servers are off, and by the way, you can just grind still and keep everything.
Yeah.
They just unlocked it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, it's I don't know. That game's been a lot of fun. I've been looking for a game for a little while now where I could just it's sort of like secondary content, if you will, or a good kind of just occupy me while I listen to something or kind of have something on the second monitor. And my friends have been grinding it too, which has been dope. So it's just been a way for us to just kind of connect and game and whatnot. So yeah, dude, I've been playing a lot of that, and it's been pretty fun. When I first started playing it, I was like, I think I could really enjoy this. And then kind of the more I get into it, I'm like, it has great progression. It's got nice skill trees and stuff. It's got it's got a lot of things that I feel like a game like this just gets right, I guess, or just needs to have. It's kind of it's checking a lot of boxes for me, and so I'm just still grinding, and I still have I don't know, one more area or something like that to explore and whatnot. I'm still I think I'm maybe 20 levels away, 20, 30 levels away from max level, so still got a decent amount to play, I think. But I don't know, man, it's been fun to have a game, just to kind of sit back, chill, and grind. So that's been the most of it. I was trying to remember if I really played anything else, but I don't know, man. It's been a lot of this game right now, so that's kind of been the main game, and it probably will be like that, I'm sure, for another week or so. Or at least until Indiana Jones or something comes out.
Yeah, that's true. That should be coming out in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's
December.
First week of December or something like that. So, yeah, it'll be some time, but hey, man, it's been something that's been keeping me occupied and a lot of fun. So, been enjoying that. And hey, dude. I know that's kind of what I've been doing, but I know while I was doing that this weekend, I was watching this guy over here just win tournaments with his team, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Yeah, I gotta hear about the experience, Mike. Just gotta hear
it. It was kind of surreal that it was happening, especially because it's 2024 and we're playing on 20-year-old equipment, essentially.
Yeah.
We were playing on Xboxes Generation 1, just insane, playing the original Halo 2. There were mods for it, so we had dedicated servers, so that felt super nice. The main stage was exactly how MLG was back in the day. It was really, really cool. The production, the team over at LVT and what they were doing on the side station, the quality was so good. They had upscalers and stuff for the gameplay, so anybody at home that was watching could actually see what was going on. It was so cool, man. Like day one on Friday, they did free for all to do seeds and like uh each round that you keep progressing. It was like 8 people in a lobby, 4 people advance. The top 4 people advance. Your kills are the amount of points that you garner. By the end of you getting knocked out, they sum up all your kills for your 4v4 team, and then they do seedings based on that. So very, very cool to see it, and it was just really awesome to see and play in, and like got to meet plenty of people that I haven't ever seen in person, and got to meet them for the first time. So that was really cool as well. Felt like we made some like good friends and stuff like that. On Saturday, it was just strictly business, you know. It was go in there, dominate the tournament, hang out with some people, but like we're here for business kind of thing because we got sponsored to go out there, paid to go out there. Plus, it was like we got to make top 8 so that one, everybody's expecting us to win. Two, if we don't win, everybody's going to be giving us a hard time about like, oh, you still played this game the whole time, like you suck, that kind of stuff. It's like we can't live with that narrative. Uh, and there was a little bit to it where I felt as though I don't think people know how much work can go into coaching. Like you
Mhm.
have moments where people think that yeah, it's just the players up there doing whatever they want to do. And admittedly, you have players that are really, really good that you might be coaching. You're not telling them how to coach. Like you're not telling them how to snipe. You're not telling
Yeah,
them
you're not
how to
telling them
like
how to play. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going to tell them how to play. I'm not going to tell them that like how to throw a grenade a certain way and stuff
Yeah.
like that. How to do the button glitches, how to aim. It's like that's ridiculous. Like Jose Mourinho isn't telling Cristiano Ronaldo how to take a free kick. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's not what I'm
Yeah.
doing. What I'm doing is I'm keeping them organized. I'm keeping them organized in the game and out the game. Mostly it's out of the game.
Yeah.
That's the harder part because they're so good that they can do everything in the game pretty effectively. And I'm more of an assistant to the in-game leader that's making the calls. So it's
Right.
like
Yeah.
I'm seeing things that maybe like one or two people on the team is a little bit tunnel visioning because they need to. They need that kill or whatever, so they can't communicate while they're tunnel visioning.
Yeah.
So I look over, I'm like, I see what's happening. I will call out for them.
Yeah.
That like helps out. I'll keep track of the times of the weapons of like everything in the game that like modern games tell you based on the UI, like the HUD and stuff. They'll be like, oh yeah, this weapon comes up in like a few seconds. That's all you need to know. There's like an
Yeah.
in-game coach built into the game, which is kind of takes away the skill, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But there are other aspects where I'm like, maybe I'm noticing that the team is doing hero plays too much. And they don't realize they're doing that. They're just getting
Right. Yeah.
frustrated and they don't know what's going wrong. But it's like my job is to point it out, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
hey, slow it down, regroup, and then do the reverse effect. When we know that we have the numbers, when we're in control, call that out so the rest of the team knows. Or like somebody on the team might be making a push that they don't have help for, but they think they do. Now I can see all screens because I'm like standing behind them and I realize like, oh, you don't have help. Then I'll call them out by name and say, back up, you don't have help. Like
Yeah.
wait. Like that changes the flow of the game and it prevents players from making decisions that will negatively impact the team.
Yeah. That.
That's it's kind of
Yeah.
like a safety guard, and I don't think people realize that. There's
Mhm.
also like going over the out of the out of the game organizations. Like I had the entire bracket before I even arrived on on the site for the event. Like
Yeah.
I had every single match, every single game type for every single round for the entirety of the tournament. I knew every single like just by judging what the team was that we were matched against. I knew who was on the team, who was their captain. I know the players to look out for, and it's I reiterate that to the team before every match. It's just like, okay, this player I watched like gameplay. I just watched the last one. This is the person you should probably look out for. This is what you need to do to frustrate them. And a lot of people think you're just making call outs, and it's like really simple. Or some people
Yeah.
just don't think you're a part of the team at all. And it's just like, dude, there's you can take it to a level that you will always win.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You can garner like the attention of the mentality too. It's like put them in the right headspace. Like if they get tilted, it's like, yeah, that was BS. It's just the game. Like brush it off. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need to hear that. Sometimes if they have the right mentality, they don't need to hear anything at all, and they turn into
Yeah.
just demons. You know, it just depends. It just depends.
Yeah.
But that was mostly the experience. It was good for me personally. It was very nice to get almost a redemption because there was a moment when I was coaching Halo Infinite and it was like HCS Orlando. We were one series away from getting to champ bracket and getting to the pools, into the money, basically. And we lost twice in a row. We were in the winners, like the winners finals, essentially the open bracket. We lost to a team that we shouldn't have lost to, and then we went to losers bracket, lost to a team that we shouldn't have lost to. And there was a moment where I felt as a coach I could have taken the moment to be like, all right, timeout. We have 15 minutes by rule, timeout. Let's go, like, gather our thoughts. Let's get together, huddle, become a team, figure out what's going on. I didn't do that back then, and we ended up losing. So I was like, that is not going to happen ever again.
Yeah.
So
it's like, that missed opportunity, right?
Yeah. When you have those moments, it's just like, no, that's not. It's like I let the team down. I let the players feel like they made the mistakes. It's like I can't do that. I can't do that. It's not the right thing to do. So, it was nice. We won, which was freaking awesome. I feel like I don't need to play Halo 2 anymore, which is kind of nice. I want to do more content creation. I want to spend more time doing the podcast. I want to start playing a little bit more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I don't know. There's going to be more throwback tournaments in the future. So we'll see how it goes, man. But yeah, it was a good experience. And that's really all I got to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you have any questions?
I think overall it's pretty good. I mean, like, I know when you're talking about like your coaching points, I think it's very true. Like, you know, obviously most of us, like, and I thought it was really cool when they did the listen-ins because you can really see like what's going on. And like I know you were also including those listen-ins, so you can kind of people could hear what you were saying and kind of how you were, you know, delegating and just being like, hey, like, you know, you don't need to push this, or like, hey, like, you know, he's in trouble, or like he's one hit, like help him out, kind of thing.
Exactly.
And so like I think it was cool to get that perspective because I mean I think to your point too, it's like sure, like they probably I guarantee you, like if you weren't coaching and they were just playing, like they probably I don't want to say like they wouldn't have had that run, like they probably would have still done pretty well.
I think they would have won. They would have won the tournament.
I think there would have been maybe a couple of maps or a couple of moments that would have gotten like, you know, that would have gone to a point where they probably didn't need to without a little guidance. So I mean, I think definitely your role is, I think was, you know, still important. I think any like coach's role, especially in like any video game, I think it's still could be very important, unless it's like Call of Duty, which is like super fast paced. So you're really only coaching outside of the game. You're not really coaching in game. But, but still, no. I mean, I think you had an important role, and so I you know, people thinking that it's just completely useless is, I don't know. I just don't understand that because there's so much that goes into it. And like you were saying, you can make it 100 times better than like two people can coach, but like one can actually put in a million times more effort than the other and like actually add a lot of value to the team. So, and I feel like that's what you were doing. So
yeah, it really depends on what you're trying to do. Like there were, for Halo Infinite, I found out exactly how the spawn systems work, not just for the players, but for like the character models. But I figured out how the spawn systems work for all of the weapons. Like a lot of people don't know this, but there is a respawn radius. Like with the flag, like you have to, like with the flag in Halo Infinite, there's a visible barrier that you see that you have to stand in as a either enemy player. If you're an enemy player standing in your flag when somebody's trying to take it from you, so yeah, your flag will return faster if you're in it. If the other player that's trying to capture your flag is standing in it, the timer will not go down. The same exact thing happens with guns and weapons on the map. If they fall on the ground and you're standing in the same vicinity or close to it, it will not despawn. That's regardless of whether or not you're like standing on it. It's like nobody really talked about that mechanic. So a lot of people, what would happen is they didn't understand that, and they would pick up a gun to drop it again because there was like a built-in 30-second despawner that they thought was, well, it was just automatically counting down. It's like that's not the case. If you just stand near it within a certain proximity, it will not despawn. Which means you can grab a power weapon for your teammate, wait for them to spawn, drop it wherever you need to drop it, and then just kind of stay in that vicinity, and it will never go away. And essentially, you're keeping that weapon from being in the hands of your opponent. So if you have maybe two power weapons, it's like people don't think about that. You can do the same thing in Halo 2 as well. Like if the reset on the spawns for the weapons, for example, is usually 30 seconds. So if a weapon like Lockout, which is the outdoor map that's in an ice, a lot of the time, if you have like a sniper rifle or a sword or anything, and you fall off the map with those weapons, it takes 30 seconds for that to disappear and go back on the timer.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like, not only does the sniper have a 76-second timer, on it, 1 minute and 16 seconds. If it falls off the map, add another 30 seconds to it. And by the way, there's no HUD, there's no notifier on your HUD, like your screen, that tells you when that sniper's coming up. Somebody needs to keep track of that. So that would be the job that I have.
Well, coach, that's something a coach can do, right? So the players can focus on playing and not, be like, oh, has it been 20 seconds? Has it been 40? Like, it's because you're gonna forget, like, just in the moment. So,
exactly. And there's other like really weird things that are going on where you can actually have like certain weapons on the map of Halo 2 do not have the same respawn timer, which is very bizarre. So it's like there are two shotguns on midship, like the purple map that everybody recognizes. There's one in the very center. If you pick that up, it will not despawn unless it disappears or it runs out of ammo and stuff like that. And it's like, I think it's every 50-ish seconds or something like that. I can't remember. I had it all written down. But then on P1, which is the tower of that map, there's another shotgun there. That one is on a continuous rotation. So every 90 seconds, once you pick it up, it respawns a minute and a half later.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's very, like, people don't know that. And it's like, why is that the case? And it's because the game's kind of broken. It's not perfect.
But what makes it great, though. I don't know. Dude.
Yeah, it's charm.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I even heard you, like, and one more thing on the coaching point. I think even a few times I heard you, like, whenever they did listen-ins or something, you were calling out like specific spawn control. Like when y'all had spawns, you were like, all right, like y'all got this on lock right now. Like just continue, like continue killing, right? Like slaying, we were like,
it's like we were calling trap them. We have them staggered or we're staggered. Basically, what that means is when you have 4v4, if you get one person dead, and so you're in a 4-on-3 situation. There, you keep shooting. That person hasn't spawned yet, and then before they spawn, you kill another guy. So for a brief moment, maybe like, I don't know, like less than 3 seconds, there's 2 guys dead, which means they won't be at full strength, all 4 people, for at least like 15 seconds.
Jeez,
essentially,
crazy.
Which is a huge disadvantage for them.
Yeah. Definitely.
So when you call out that they're staggered, you know that they, like, your team needs to keep putting the pressure on, which means they're always going to be down a person. And you keep doing that over and over again, you can just steamroll the hell out of them.
Yeah, which we saw multiple times.
Yeah, it's like they did it. A great example, we were playing against Soaring and Foring, which was MVC, Adam, I think Tim Rager, and somebody else. And they came out the gate doing pretty good. No, it wasn't. I'm thinking of Real Ones, which was Boxer or Welsh's defense power. Yeah, there were a couple of guys. They play really, really fast. And it was Warlock Flag. They got the first 3 caps on us really quickly because they did that very thing. And we were like kind of soaring and trolling and stuff like that. So it was like, hey guys, like pick a base. Don't get the base on the side. Take control. Yeah, it was like, I was yelling. I was
like, what's going on? Like, I was like, I looked. I think I glanced because like I was doing something, and then I watched late or something like that. And I was like, oh my, what's happening? They're losing by like 3. What is going on?
Yeah, it's like you got to be locked in, man. And they took advantage that we were staggered, that we were never at full strength, and we kept soaring out. So I remember telling the guys, I was like, wait, like do not die. Put down damage, avoid getting damage, and get full strength. Like we were staggered so bad, and then they got control. They stayed alive. We trapped them a couple of times. We waited to push in. We got them staggered, and then we rushed in, got the base, grabbed the flag, and we scored like 3 or 4 in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's amazing. Dude.
That's what can happen. Like once you get the momentum, you can maintain the momentum. Now, it's hard to break it for the other team, which is why we went down 3 goals pretty early.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy. And, like, the only other question I had, too, was, like, I noticed, like, the flag rules changed throughout the event. It seemed like, because y'all use, like, HCS rules versus MLG rules, is that right? Or, like, how did, because I felt like at some point it required 5 caps, and then at one point it was, like, 3. So I was confused about that.
Okay, it's, there are 2 things. Smaller size maps were 5 caps, 5 captures of the flag, and those maps were all touch return. So if the enemy flag touched their flag, like if you touch your own flag that was pulled, it would automatically return back to base.
Oh, I see.
Whereas HCS, you have to stand next to it.
Yeah, right. It's like 3 seconds or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even less. Yeah. But those maps were midship, and Warlock, which are very, very like close range maps.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
They're arena-based maps. They're symmetrical. You need 5 of them.
Okay.
5 caps to
So
win.
it's like map based. Okay.
Yeah, and Sanctuary is about twice, maybe 2.5 times the size of Warlock. It's a symmetrical map as well, but it's elongated. And those are 3 caps to win without touch return. And the reason for that is the map's so big and it's a 10-second respawn, it takes a long time to get to the other side of the base, other side of the map. So and there's a proximity to prevent it from returning.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So you can contest the flag by being in the vicinity of a down flag.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah, because I'd like noticed that, and as someone who's not like, I never really watched competitive Halo 2, so I was like, some of the rules were like kind of like confusing to me at first, but
yeah,
I mean, I understood it, and like I was enjoying it, especially by like when y'all were like running through winners bracket. I was watching, I was like, dude, I'm into this. Like this is like fun to watch. I don't know.
It's easy to watch as a spectator once you understand the rules, and the rules are pretty simple. It's like you can kind of get the hang of like, okay, I know what capture the flag is.
Yeah, right.
Like just grab the flag and then take it over. Everybody played that as a kid. Oddball is pretty simple. It's keep away.
I just love the skull, dude. Like, I love that. Just
it's so
run
dope,
around with the skull. Like it's sick. But yeah, dude, Slayer. I mean, that's the easiest, right? You just get kills, dude. And like that was always fun to watch. Just especially watching y'all play Slayer. It was like you're dropping like steak dinners, and it's just insane.
Oh yeah, because we figured out it's like, okay, we need to stagger them. Basically, we need to make them uncomfortable.
Yep.
And take advantage of what we can take advantage. It was very interesting to see it like all progress and all get finished. It was therapeutic to see. There were moments, don't get me wrong, there were definitely moments where we were throwing a little bit. Like everybody's prone to overconfidence to the point of like trying to be a hero when you don't need to be a hero. It's like you guys got teammates. Trust your teammates. Yeah. Like I know you want to be a hero.
Coaching comes in, man.
But you don't need to be. Yeah,
coach comes in.
That's what. Yeah, but at times it's just like you kind of want to style on people.
Yeah, dude. Like I mean, I feel it, dude. Especially on that main stage, bro. I could feel it.
Oh yeah, I'll give you a perfect example, and I told Havoc this too. Havoc got a kill tack, which is 4 kills, and each kill has to be less than 3 seconds apart. So he killed them pretty quickly. And he killed all of Final Instinct. So Halo Legends, Roy, Lunchbox, Walshy, and Strongside. He killed all 4 of them. And then he went for the first person that he killed at their spawn. Now, if it was normal, if he didn't get the kill tag, what he should have done was played his life and like went to a power position and kind of ratted just to deal damage, wait for his teammates to capture the flag. They come back, they assist him, they pull another flag. But because it's main stage, because he just got a kill tack, we're already up 2 caps. Screw it, man. Soar. And that's exactly what he did. I didn't tell him, but it's just like he did what you shouldn't. It was just like it was one of those moments where it's like I'm gonna see if I can get the killtrosity. Like I'm gonna go for the 5th guy. Like let's go, dude.
Yeah, dude. In the moment, dude, you have to, especially in a situation.
Oh yeah, on main stage, and you just did it against like 4 absolute legends at Halo.
Dude,
yeah,
you could drop the 5 on him, dude. Like, that'd be insane.
Oh, play of the tournament easily, so.
Dude. Yeah, dude, it was awesome, man. Dude, shout out to the real ones though. The real ones were the ones that like really were like just dominating the whole tournament. Everybody,
they're the ones every single tournament.
It's like, they're the ones that showed up. They're the ones that like actually proved like, yeah, we still play this. Like, this is our game, you know. So
it's very true. I was most impressed by the old pros that came back, and they like I knew they were going to be good, but I didn't realize how quickly they could get as competitive as they did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I was awesome, like I let me be clear. I knew Roy was going to be a freaking god. Straight up. He's always a god. His brother Lunchbox is really good. Walshy and Strongside, they're always the best. They're also just like genuinely good dudes.
Yeah.
The ones that I was impressed by were like the guys that came out of the woodwork and hadn't played in a very long time. Like I was really impressed with how good Straight Sick came out of the gate playing. He could like really good in the free for all. Ace has always been good, but he hadn't played in a while either, and he like got on OG. He's only done it like a handful of times over the course of like years. Yeah. So he had like maybe a week of practice with his team, came out of the woodwork, and he was really good.
Yeah.
There was somebody else, like a couple other pros that were like Severance was really good as well. And Nighty Night as well. Like they just came out of nowhere. It's like, oh yeah, they're crushing it, dude. Yeah. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was cool to see Ace Elamite come on that team, and they were running it.
Yeah, man.
It was cool to see. I know Snipe Down, I think, played too. Saw him on the team.
Yeah, poor guy, dude. They did him dirty. So they delayed the tournament because Friday night he did his Apex Legends tournament, and he flew out.
I forgot that was same weekend.
Oh yeah. He did the Apex Legends tournament on Friday. He flew out Saturday morning, made it to the venue at like 10:30. He was supposed to play, I think, at like 10 or something.
God,
10 or 11. I don't
so
remember.
rough.
No warm up, I don't think. Tried to get his settings right and played like a really good Real Ones team. Round 1 on main stage. Yeah.
Oh, dude, hate that.
Yeah,
hate that.
he got kind of cooked, and then he played another one, and then I think they lost. I think they got first rounded right out the gate. That was unfortunate for him, and I'm sure those guys are frustrated. But at the same time, it's like Yahoo, I think, paid for him to come out there.
I didn't want to say it was Yahoo sponsorship or something I saw. So I mean, hey, good for him, dude.
Yeah, it was really cool to see like old pros just in general. Like Snipe Down came back, Ghost Ayame came back, Karma, the legendary free for all 1v1 Halo 2 pro.
Oh yeah,
came back. Yeah, he used to be like one of my favorite players ever. I know he hadn't been playing that game at all, but
yeah, that'd be cool to see.
See
the old head.
Dude used to be a god, man. There were a handful of other people, and just like it was just all nostalgic. It was kind of like a hangout. The casters got hammered. On on Saturday.
The casting, it was so funny. You could tell it wasn't like a properly MLG or like HCS sanctioned event because it was so loose, and I loved it. I was like, I want more events like this where it's like we're just like, we have our sponsorships, we're good. Let's just chill, like and let's just be bros.
Just having a good time, dude.
I love that. Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah,
very very cool.
Oh man, only person I wanted to see that wasn't there was Ola, and I know they talked about Pistola a little bit.
Dude, everybody in Halo. Everybody in Halo loves Ola, bro.
Yeah, dude, it would have been so sick to see him, man. So it's kind
he lives in your state, I think.
Really?
Last time I heard, yeah.
Dang, man.
Yeah, near one of the universities is what I heard.
Yeah.
First person to ever team with him was Gunshot, actually.
Yeah, yeah. It would have been dope to see, see him, maybe some others, and all that. I know maybe the Ogre Twins, that would have been sick. See them, like, yeah, dude, I don't know. There's definitely some people that would have been cool to see, but nevertheless, still a great event. It was fun to watch as a spectator and someone who really didn't watch Halo. Still enjoyed it, and it was even better to see the boys dominate, dude. That was probably the best.
It was
part,
so much fun, bro. It was a good time. Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
And rumors are that they're going to be doing another event in the future, and I know I'm pretty confident they're going to do a Halo 3 event. Now I know there's one taking place in Texas at the beginning of next year, 2025, but I think this is shown. Shout out to the Smash community for their grassroots campaign to run tournaments, even though Nintendo wants them to like be Thanos snapped.
Yeah, literally.
It's really inspired a lot of Halo people to think that, guys, maybe we don't need to do HCS. Maybe we don't need to do MLG. Maybe we can just run our own tournaments.
I mean, you certainly can. I mean, I think it certainly proves that. It was more entertaining for me to watch too, like as a spectator, just to see like the casual laid back atmosphere, and just like it was still very well done too, for it being like not a officially kind of like professionally sanctioned thing.
Oh yeah,
it was still well done. Yeah. So
you had a lot of professional casters taking part, and they were working for free.
Yeah, that like really just wanted to do it. So
everybody they're hanging out with their boys. That's what it was, and it was just really cool to see, man.
Yeah, dude, it makes me sad. Yeah, dude, seeing stuff like that for Halo 3 would be cool. As someone like, this is my opportunity as a spectator to actually watch like old competitive Halo, since I never really watched it to begin with.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Because I told you all about it, and I told you all the old heads, and I told you like how much better it was back in the day.
Yeah.
What is your opinion before we actually like start? Because we're cooking on the rant right now, but I feel like this is good content just in general.
Dude, it is. Man.
I think. Yeah, what is your opinion? Because I know you've been to HCS events. You've never been to an MLG, but you've been to HCS events. You've watched them in watch parties. Like, we've done that together. Yeah. So what do you feel is different? Do you prefer what you just saw with the Halo 2 throwback event, the anniversary event? Because that's what MLG was more similar to.
Yeah.
Or do you prefer a highly structured, almost franchise league like HCS is? HCS isn't really a franchise league like at all, but it has that super professional feel to it.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's like I enjoy both. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like I hate one or the other. But like I like the more laid back approach of what this event was. Kind of the more what I'm assuming was the old MLG style of just kind of like just running it, not really being as like trying not to be like an ESPN or something like that, like not trying to be some professional like, oh, we want to appeal to everybody, because like I think especially like older games like this and just gaming in general, it's just like I feel like it's best to go for like just kind of a more like, this is just, we're just here having a good time. This is like a laid back thing. We're not trying to like collect stats and give MVP awards and stuff like that, which I still think is deserved, I think, for the most part. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I guess for someone like this, I felt this is way more entertaining than an HCS event. For me personally, I'd love to go to one of these in person just to kind of see that experience and how that differs. Because I think for an HCS event, like just like going to the actual event, I felt like it was way more entertaining than if I was just to sit at home and watch it. Like so.
Yeah, they had more. They had more stuff at an HCS event. They had more money, more sponsors, and like they had definitely more merch that was there. That was
for sure. Which some of the merch looked pretty sick, but I didn't end up actually like buying anything. I know that like level 50 shirt or whatever. I thought about getting that, but I was like $50. I don't know. So I just said I'm not getting it.
I got it. I spent $40, and it was a it came with the faceplate for an Instinct, like a Scuff Instinct Pro controller.
Oh, nice.
I don't own one, but I got the faceplate, so
yeah, that's pretty sick.
It looks nice.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't know, it was just it was a super sick event, and so it was cool to see the older games. I think it's an opportunity for everyone to see like the older stuff. Oh, there it is, dude. Pretty sick.
Yeah, I got it underneath the LVT.
Oh, dude, yeah,
baseball jersey, dude.
Dude, LVT jersey's sick, dude. They
so sick.
Dude, I gotta compliment you on the suit game on Championship Sunday. Dude,
oh yeah,
dude, the best dressed coach by far. Dude, that LVT tie was just like, I know no one could probably notice it on the broadcast, but dude, that thing was so like icy and sick. So
yeah, some of the casters gave a shout out to it as well and brought it up.
Nice touch for sure. So yeah, man. I don't know, dude. I'm just happy for the boys. You guys want some money too? That's awesome. Get take home some bread, dude. It's just it's cool to see, man. We'll see.
It's a lot of fun.
Happy for the boys, dude. I know it's a long rant, but hey, dude, you only win Halo 2 tournaments once, dude. So we gotta talk about it.
Everybody asked me, they were like, why are you wearing all black? And I'm like, it's a funeral, bro. Like, to bury your enemies? I'm like, I think it might be the last like Halo 2 event ever. Like actual big event like this. It was the biggest one ever by prize pool.
As much as we hate to say it, dude, that could be true. I'd love to see a Halo 3, but we're gonna be just coming back and doing Halo 2 again. As you can see, my cat is going crazy right now with the bag. So I'm gonna keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't, choke himself. But yeah, dude.
My dog is completely sacked, so I don't have to worry about any of that. But hey, bro, let's we ranted for about 30 minutes. So for everybody that's still sticking around, hopefully that was interesting. But I think we need to actually get into this week's gaming industry related news, man.
Yeah, dude. If we keep going, we'll be an hour, no articles. So that's what this show's about. Just gotta present y'all some news. So exactly what we're gonna do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Warner Brothers Games lost enormous amounts of money this year. CEO blames lack of consistency. This is an article covered from GameSpot. Darren Bontheus. I don't even know if I said this. Probably not right at all.
Bontheus? I don't know.
Darren. Oh, wrong button. All right button. Okay, I was trying to mute. And yeah. All right.
So my man's trying to curse.
All right. Enough of that. Okay, so Darren wrote, during today's Warner Bros. Discovery Q3 earnings call on November 7th, this article is written, CEO David Zaslav commented on the company's gaming and film divisions and how they'll be expected to deliver more consistency with their releases. It has been a tough year for Warner Bros. Discovery, as several of its high-profile releases, including Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Multiverses, and Joker Folie à Deux, have drastically underperformed. It's definitely true with that new Joker movie. I've heard nothing but, don't watch this movie, it's not that great, which is unfortunate, because the first one was so good.
So many people are hating.
Yeah, Multiverses, I saw articles too about Multiverses and kind of how it's just not really doing well and whatnot, so... Anyway, so Zaslav said that the company's gaming business is currently underperforming its potential and that inconsistency remains an issue in its various divisions. It's coming via The Verge. Zaslav added that Warner Bros. Games revenue declined 31% between July and September when compared to the previous year, as Mortal Kombat 1 launched during that window in 2023. Multiverses, in particular, has led to a big shortfall for Warner Bros. Games. Said, quote, we took another $100 million plus impairment due to the underperforming releases, primarily Multiverses this quarter, bringing total write-down year-to-date to over $300 million in our games business, a key factor in this year's studio profit decline. Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Windefels, it almost sounds German. IGN.
Yeah, I think you're right.
These results come on the back of a successful 2023 for the Warner Bros. Discovery game division, as Hogwarts Legacy was the best-selling game in the US last year and sold more than 30 million copies globally. Warner Bros. Games is now making a sequel that can connect to the upcoming Harry Potter TV series, and a Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition featuring additional story content and is reportedly also in development. Zaslav also mentioned last year that the company would double down on live service games, despite the single-player Hogwarts Legacy being a bestseller for the company. In comparison, the live service Suicide Squad game was disappointing for Warner Bros. Games after it launched earlier this year, and it had a $200 million impact on the company's bottom line.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
It's not great. Recently, Zaslav also spoke about licensing out its IP to third-party studios. We have 11 studios here, and we have a lot of IP. And there's also a lot of interest among others in coming to take advantage of some of that IP for gaming, which we're looking at, Zaslav said in August. This thing, like, it's going pretty crazy over there at Warner Brothers Studios, dude. A lot of losses, bad year. Yeah, so I know we've heard about they obviously mentioned the Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition possibly in the works. I know as well there's also a sequel to Hogwarts Legacy that's rumored to be kind of that they're trying to push and get through.
There is, yeah. Yeah, they've been wasn't it announced this past week? Last week or two that
it was recent.
Yeah, that
that was in the works.
They're definitely making a sequel. Well, at least it's on the docket for the things that they got to be working on. I don't know, man. It's like Warner Brothers, we've talked about multiple times. They have so many IPs that they should be doing better than they are right now. It's just they've kind of flopped a little bit. That Suicide Squad game was brutal. It was hated by everyone, like objectively bad. Not a good sign, which is a shame. So I wonder if they're going to just keep leaning into what they know might be successful as Harry Potter. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy was really good. They could probably keep doing Quidditch games. I would imagine, I don't know, you could probably do the entire trilogy back to back or add on to, what's that movie called? Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I know it's the book, but if you can make a game in that era of the Harry Potter universe, it might be a good idea as well. So, I don't know, there's more opportunity, I think.
Yeah, I think there definitely is.
And there's interest to do it, like he says.
Mm-hmm.
Zaslav.
Yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, you have to. I don't know. You have to do what's interesting. I think a sequel to the Harry Potter game would be a slam dunk. So, like, they should definitely do that. Certainly, my opinion on the matter. But yeah, dude. I mean, it's seeing all the IP that's out there too. I mean, they have a lot they could work with, and they have 11 studios in their wing. Like, gotta start pumping out some like good stuff. Like Hogwarts is definitely a win. Got to keep up with something like that. I think. But yeah, dude, it's just not looking great for Warner Brothers, man, and it's just unfortunate. I know they had that banger last year, and then it's just like they've just kind of just been miss after miss, really, ever since. And then you make Suicide Squad, you're banking on a live service game, and then when that doesn't hit, it's like, well, you spent all that time, and now the live service game just is not doing well. So,
and Multiverses coming out, not being that successful, and I think that might have to do possibly with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I know it's not a truly competitive game, but I mean, I'm more interested in playing as Dragon Ball characters than I am anything in Warner Brothers. And that's no attack on like Batman or Superman or anything like that. It's just straight up like there ain't nothing like playing as Broly and flying around like a maniac.
Nothing matches, man. Ain't nothing matches. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, dude, I don't know. I hope the Harry Potter stuff continues. I mean, a definitive edition or whatever of that Harry Potter of the Hogwarts Legacy game, I think would be kind of a good like kind of good kind of bridge maybe to the next game, because I'm sure that next game's gonna take a while.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude. I still have to go back. I don't even know if I finished Hogwarts Legacy, Mike. I'm gonna be real with you. I need to go back and finish it.
Yeah, you said
Close, but
you said you were like working on it, and then I think you got distracted, right?
yeah, I just totally got distracted. So, yeah, it's something I need to jump back on at some point. But, yeah, it's on the catalog for sure.
Alrighty then.
We always love talking about cheaters, right? Like,
Always and forever. I love talking more about what IPs are like the developers are doing to combat cheaters because that's always the best part. So this article is coming from the wonderful, the fantastical Verge and written by Tom Warren, senior editor and author of Notepad, which you are reading, correct? Notepad, I think.
yeah, Notepad. I think.
Very, very cool. I mean, the dude's been around for 20 plus years. It even says it in this article. So, Valorant, the very popular first person shooter, hero shooter in a way. So, Valorant is winning the war against PC gaming cheaters. Riot Games' investments into its Vanguard system is paying off. Keep in mind, Vanguard, I wonder if he's going to talk about it. I'm sure he will. Vanguard is a anti cheating application program that runs in the background of your PC. So, when it's running, it's kind of scanning all the files within your computer, which kind of freaked out a lot of players initially because
Yeah.
it was it felt like it was an invasion of privacy. And yes and no, because it's like you don't have to play their game. And it's in their TOS and stuff like that that they can scan everything. So once you agree to it, you give up any like right to sue, which is unfortunate because I don't think it should be allowed. But whatever. If it prevents cheating, we're on to better things in a way. Like I guess the greater good, but I just want to add to that like little 2 cents before we really dive into this article. It's kind of lengthy, but I'll power through. We'll see how it goes. So multiplayer games on PC were a mess back in 2020. Developers were struggling to respond to blatant cheating as more and more people turning to gaming to at home during the COVID-19 lockdowns. Call of Duty, Warzone, PUBG, and Destiny 2 were all riddled with people using aimbots to automatically shoot opponents or wall hacks to see everyone through the map or walls. So Riot Games Valorant stood out because of its controversial and aggressive anti-cheat system, Vanguard, which had the potential to keep cheaters away. Now, 4 years later, it's clear that Vanguard is winning the war against PC cheaters unlike any other anti-cheat system. And honestly, they're probably right. We don't see any. This is a quote from Philip Koskinas, the director of
Yeah.
anti-cheat on Valorant, and it was in an interview with The Verge. So we don't see as many of the cheats that are try to function on the machine and get access. That has just become too much of a chore for cheat developers. Vanguard has made it far more difficult for PC gamers to use things like aimbots and wall hacks. This is partly, I almost said primarily, this is partly due to the controversial kernel level driver that is always running after you boot your PC. Riot's Nick Everdox, which is gamertag, Peterson developed a system in Vanguard that detects when cheat engines are trying to get access to Valorant. He came up with a fairly novel way to know that something has been mapped into kernel memory that isn't supposed to be there. Goes on to say, Koskinas, I guess. I'm butchering his name, so please forgive me if you ever hear me say your name wrong. The method is so cute that I can't explain it because they'll figure it out too quickly. Oh, great. So the method sounds like it works similarly to when you crack open a piece of hardware and those little plastic clips fall off to let the device manufacturer know you have voided the warranty. So this is a quote from Koskinas. It is, once that's done, we know that something happened, and then we just wait to see something occur on Valorant that confirms you're using it for cheating. That's led cheaters to move increasingly toward hardware to bypass systems. One of the most popular ways that cheat engines now hook into games involve direct memory access (DMA) with dedicated hardware. You're basically using a PCIe slot or a card to request reads of physical memory. They have developed techniques with these cards, the most popular one being Squirrel, to do a lot of traditional memory scanning, but totally external. That means a cheater will have a secondary PC that is scanning the memory space of Valorant. Looking for player positions, a cheater can use the second PC with a monitor to display a special new radar that lets them know exactly where opponents are. Its devastating cheat is a game like Valorant, where players rely on tactics, positioning, and stealthiness to get an advantage. Ooh. kind of going into the intricacies of how their anti-cheat works. So Riot has also developed methods to detect this new system form of hardware level DMA cheating thanks to Peterson. His invention essentially blocks reads to internal memory by suspicious devices. Uh, Tom Warren here said he recently ran into an issue with the DMA protection as Vanguard started blocking his network card every time he loaded into a Valorant game. Riot has a list of hardware and firmware that is trusted, but the network card on my motherboard was used using a method that looks suspicious. The issue was rectified within hours, but it showed how powerful Vanguard was that it could knock out my PC connectivity until I rebooted. I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of nutty. That's kind of
Kinda crazy.
nutty.
That's a little wild.
Oh man. Okay, so most of the cheats for Valorant these days have been reduced to trigger bots, programs that use screen readers to look at the center of your monitor and then automatically shoot when a person's crosshair is placed over an enemy. Hoskins says these account for about 80% of cheats in the game. Wow, that's insane. 80% of the cheats in the game is this trigger bot. Crazy. The addition of Vanguard to League of Legends earlier this year also dramatically reduced scripters, and the league team revealed in August that it had banned more than 175,000 accounts for cheating since Vanguard was introduced. Holy,
Jeez.
175,000! My goodness. I mean, they have millions of players, so percentage that's not a lot, but that's a lot by number. That's encouraging for Valorant and League, but the situation isn't as bright as the other game developers that build their own anti-cheat systems. A recent study from the University of Birmingham revealed that cheats for Activision's Call of Duty Warzone remain accessible and affordable, and that Activision's Ricochet anti-cheat falls short against more sophisticated cheats. Activision even had to fix an anti-cheat hack in Warzone and Modern Warfare 3, that led to legitimate players getting banned. I remember that. That happened maybe like a couple of months ago, I think. Um, yeah. But continuing on the article real quick, then we'll take a bit of a break. So Ziebler, who is the developer behind Phantom Overlay, and Phantom Overlay is one of the most popular cheat engines for games like Call of Duty, Overwatch 2, and more, said Ricochet has talented individuals on the team, but they clearly do not have enough funding or freedom. Call of Duty is overrun with cheaters. They are implementing quick fixes. They are not implementing things they should be implementing, likely because Activision won't let them. Ziebler thinks Vanguard is clearly winning against cheaters thanks to the anti-cheat team having funding, talent, and freedom. Riot has hired engineers that have developed cheat engines in the past, including Koskinish or whatever. It's getting worse. Who developed and sold cheats more than 15 years ago to help fund his academic career. Unsurprisingly, the researchers of University of Birmingham agree that Valorant has the best anti-cheat system. It was ranked at the top of the anti-cheat pile, followed by Fortnite, which also uses a kernel-level system. Counter-Strike 2, Battlefield 1, and Team Fortress 2 were ranked at the bottom. That's dark. I don't really encounter a whole lot of Counter-Strike cheaters, but I don't play ranked often.
No.
But I do know people apparently are all gods at the game, so
Yeah.
I just assume it's because it's been out for like 15 years, and I just assume they're legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody I run into is a professional gamer, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I know there's so much controversy about Valorant whenever it released, and they were like, "Oh, by the way, there's a kernel level cheat detection thing," and everyone was like, "I don't know how I feel about this." And even when it first started out, I still felt like, I mean, it was rare I would run into like someone that was cheating, but I mean, I think it happened a couple times in like the first year I was playing. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's clearly it's gotten better now, which is good. Like I said, I mean, I think we've even mentioned before, there's probably no way to like fully eradicate every cheater from every game, unless you just ban accounts. But even then, just make new accounts. So
yeah, I think it only will work with the anti-cheat that I've talked about multiple times on the pod about how they're using AI now.
Yeah.
To profile you based upon how you play, and then they can essentially figure out that you're using an aimbot or another program to get things done strictly based on accuracy and pinpoint like numbers and stuff. It's just insane what AI can do now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only way to get rid of it altogether. But I think we're probably a couple of years away from that happening. There will be a future, I believe, I gotta believe, where we will not have rampant cheating. I think we'll have like a little small ecosystem within every gaming community that does cheat, but that won't be in modern titles going forward. At some point, it will be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, I think the
Yeah.
introduction of AI is probably the best scenario.
Yes.
I would agree with that. I think it's, probably where we're going to see, the best protection against it, but it's going to be a while, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Should I keep going with the article?
Yeah.
Or
I mean, it's a pretty lengthy one. I mean, I think
it is. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting when they talked about League of Legends too. I didn't realize they put Vanguard in that. So I figured it was like, oh, it's
Yeah, I
only
thought that was
exclusive to Valorant, but clearly not.
no, it kind of makes sense that they would eventually add it. I think it's as it's been proven how good it is. I think it's going to get to the point where it's going to be a proprietary product that they start issuing to people, like game developers. Like, okay, you can integrate this into your game now to get rid of cheaters because we're the best, kind of thing. I could see that happening probably in the near future. One of the things that is in the next paragraph that's probably worth mentioning is it goes on to say the researchers also highlighted weaknesses in Windows protections that allow cheat software to inject itself into the kernel, just like malware does. After the devastating CrowdStrike incident, Windows kernel access has become a hot topic as Microsoft is increasingly looking at ways to help CrowdStrike and other security vendors operate outside of the Windows kernel. So I think the exploits are probably going to go away, or they're going to be reinforced so they are no more exploits, probably. But in terms of gaming, this is a good sign. I don't like how invasive Vanguard is. I don't particularly play a lot of Valorant, so it doesn't affect me directly. I wish this didn't exist, but people suck, so it does exist.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's in the next paragraph of that they even talk about trying to work with Microsoft to kind of be more proactive about not allowing drivers of malicious software to even exist on the system, which that could certainly help too if Windows cares enough to start combating some of that. I think that could certainly be helpful, but yeah, I mean overall, Vanguard's very invasive, so it's the only thing that kind of sucks, but it's like you kind of trust it because you don't have to deal with cheaters, but yeah,
exactly.
They could definitely the worst part about it, but hey, it's working. It's according to some university students, Van, it's the best there is. So doing something right.
Yeah. One more thing to probably mention in this article. It does say that Vanguard will soon only start when the game launches, provided you are using all of the latest Windows 11 security features instead of being always on after boot.
That's nice.
What's kind of interesting for me, let's see, I have it downloaded, but Vanguard does not boot unless I open my Xbox game app, which is weird. I don't know why,
well,
but that's...
Valorant now is available on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think it's available in the app. That's probably why, because it's maybe linked into the app itself and not necessarily just the game.
I think it is.
So
I think I don't know. I probably have Valorant downloaded too on there.
I think I have my Valorant linked to my Xbox app. I don't know if I installed it from there, but it shows up that it's installed. Because I installed it from the Riot themselves, but no, it's weird. I don't know. It's invasive, dude. Seen all my files, man.
It's all because cheaters are terrible people and they're miserable and they gotta ruin people's fun.
That's just insane. Breaking news, Mike, over there. It says Black Ops 6 players are not happy with playlist changes. Is that news, I guess? I feel like it's always the case whenever playlist
They're always upset, dude. They're always upset, bro.
Breaking news, by the way.
Breaking news. Call of Duty players are mad.
Yeah, literally. It's like breaking news. They're pissed. It's like, dude.
Always.
So,
they're a huge player base. They're going to be mad. Get over it.
But hey, successful on Game Pass, which we will get to later.
Yes, sir. That's enough me yapping about Valorant. Why don't you move us on to what's going on over at Nintendo, man?
Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy. This is coming from Rebecca Valentine over at IGN. She says, Shigeru Miyamoto says, quote, "What we create is more important than the amount spent on development." Should I say it louder for the people in the back, Mike?
Yell it. Let them know.
What we create is more important than the amount we spend on development. The more you polish something that has never existed before, the more value it brings. That's what he also said. So during a recent Q&A with investors, Nintendo executive and story designer Shigeru Miyamoto answered a question about the trend of rising development costs, saying that what Nintendo creates is far more important than what it spends on development. The question related to rising development costs, asking if Nintendo's own expenses would increase in the future or if the company could mitigate those increases. Miyamoto stepped in to respond first, saying that while cost increases are inevitable and Nintendo is focused on creating good and unique experiences first, it's also quite possible to make great games without spending massive piles of money. Here's his response in full. He says, "Our research and development expenses have been increasing each year. Since our scale of development has grown, a corresponding increase in costs is, in some respects, inevitable. However, our belief is what we create is more important than the amount we spent on development. We continue refining our products until we are confident that we have created something that our consumers will be satisfied with. With that in mind, what is important is to find ideas that are worth honing. This has not changed since the era of Nintendo Entertainment System. Everyone has different interests, so we cannot make sweeping statements about what ideas are worth pursuing. However, one thing we are sure about is that it should be something which has not existed in the past. The more you polish something that has never existed before, the more value it brings. We believe that is important to nurture developers who take this unique concept to heart, allocate funds to develop if necessary, and release games only after we are confident in the product, and repeat this process over and over again. On the other hand, in the entertainment business, it is possible to create appealing products based on intriguing ideas without incurring significant costs. Children's toys are a prime example of this. We believe that not all products require large costs. Even in the case of video games, with the current technology, it is possible to create fun games with a small number of developers in a short time period. We believe it is important not to lose sight of this perspective." Spitting. Mic drop.
He is. Yeah.
So he gets it. We're talking Nintendo here, Mike. Of course they get it.
Yeah, I mean, how long have they been working on the Nintendo Switch, like the next generation? Forever. So it's just kind of, it is their go-to thing. It's like, it's not about how long it takes. It's just doing it right. That's why they launch games, and it's pretty good. I mean, it goes through rigorous testing almost every time before it launches. When was the last time a Nintendo game that you can think of was a buggy-fueled mess and didn't work at launch?
I mean, the Pokemon games, but that's kind of on Game Freak, I think. Just like, yeah. I don't know how fine-tuned they are, but that was probably the last thing that was like, oh, this is bad. It's like the last Pokemon game.
Was it broken, or was it just not good?
Well, I think it was like, it was actually a lot of bugs in it. I think there was a lot of technical issues with it. So that was probably the last one I could think of. But
I stand corrected. That's on me then.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Game Freak, so like, I mean, I don't know. I think it just kind of dropped the ball, but I mean, in most, like, when a new Zelda comes out, it bangs. You know what I'm saying? New Mario comes out, it bangs. You know what I'm saying?
It does. Yeah, almost every time too.
I mean,
there's opinions taken in for sure. But
I mean, you can back up the uniqueness too, Mike. If we're just talking about the consoles that Nintendo has put out, none of them look the same. A new console comes out, it looks completely different from the previous one, and it's like a whole new idea.
Yeah, it's a whole new idea. It has a concept. It's very
has an identity
particular. Yeah, that's very true. That's one thing you got to respect Nintendo on. They kind of, when they have a vision, they kind of gravitate towards it, and they really try to make it successful. I think their biggest flop had to be like the GameCube, and I didn't even think it was that bad because it gave us Melee.
Right?
Like, how mad can you be a GameCube?
Yeah, really.
Sonic Heroes, bro. You're gonna be upset? Come on.
The biggest console flop was Wii U. And even that was different. It just wasn't. It just was like it was the middle child between the Switch and the Wii, right? And so it's like, they were just they were making their way to the Switch. Like, they were just like getting there, but it wasn't quite there. So Wii U, and then, but I don't know, dude. That was definitely probably the worst performing console. But yeah, GameCube was especially the other consoles, like, it's definitely the black sheep, right, in terms of sales and all that. But it was still unique, and I think it's like, it's hard to find unique stuff like that nowadays. So. I don't know, dude. Just the consoles alone speaks to what Miyamoto's saying of like just doing something different and just honing in on it and trying to make it great.
Yeah, I kind of read ahead just a little bit on this article, but he makes a mention of the console wars between Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
Early on, when it was the Wii there too, so you had the Xbox 360, the PS2, and the Wii, everybody was like, "Oh, it's the console wars. Which one are you? Pick a team out of these three."
Yeah.
And I think Nintendo saw that, and Miyamoto over here says it is just like, no, we don't want to do that like at all. We're not trying to do console wars. We're trying to do something completely different. We're going to offer something different.
Yeah.
This is our direction. And I've always been kind of like a Nintendo stan, maybe
Yeah.
because they hold my childhood hostage. But
No.
yeah,
Listen, dude. Let's continue on.
yes, sir.
Fellow executives Shinya Takahashi and Shiota followed up on Miyamoto's answer. Takahashi reiterated the importance of unique titles that are small in scale that can be expanded rather than spending huge amounts of money. He added that the Switch has evolved in such a way that it includes different methods to limit cost increases. And Shiota added that the company is working hard to ensure developers can work efficiently and that bigger budgets do not necessarily equate to bigger ideas. Case in point, Concord. Just saying.
This is fact.
Nintendo president Shintaro Furukawa threw in at the end of that investment, and in that investment in development is a necessity. Otherwise, Nintendo won't have great hardware and software at all. In the same Q&A, Miyamoto dismissed a question referring to him as a genius, saying new Nintendo employees have referred to the Mario, Zelda, and Pikmin creator as surprisingly normal after meeting him. Miyamoto has also recently made statements about wanting to be left out of the console wars and said that Nintendo would rather go in a different direction than the rest of the industry when it comes to artificial intelligence. All of this comes ahead of Nintendo's announcement of its Switch successor console. The company recently confirmed the Switch 2, for want of a better name, will play Switch games and Nintendo Switch Online and will carry forward. That's the thing, Mike. We talked about it. Nintendo's the ultimate blue ocean company, dude. They just go for their own thing, stay with their own
really
IP,
do.
and it works. You stay unique, keep it a little fresh every now and again, and hey,
Yeah.
what do you know? It works. Switch.
Spin it back up. Give a little bit new, like do a spin on every version of your favorite IPs. Keeps it exciting. Same story, relatively.
Yeah,
It's a good time.
I mean, granted, dude, the Switch is a hybrid console technically, Mike, but listen, could surpass the PS2.
It's very, very possible. I'm curious if that's what their mission is and why they haven't really released a sequel yet.
Hey, dude, it's a hard thing to do. So if you do it, that's impressive. Passing the PS2 in sales.
It would be insane. I don't even know how you could do it now. I feel like everybody already has a Switch.
Yeah. Well, it's like the end of the console era too. Like consoles are starting to die off, and so it's kind of like that the only Nintendo's going to be the only console worth getting to play Nintendo games. Unless they start
honestly
with
is
the PC,
yeah.
but I just don't see that.
I think I definitely see Nintendo being last man standing when it comes to consoles.
Yeah.
I don't see them ever being on PC.
I don't see
like
that
outside of emulators. I don't see it.
True. I mean, yeah, emulators, but I mean, even Sony, dude, like they're taking. I mean, everything's coming to PC eventually, so and it's kind of killing their consoles because everyone's just like, oh, just get it on PC.
I mean, there's nobody really buying Xbox consoles anymore. They don't care.
Yeah, that's the truth, man.
Mm.
Yeah, dude, Nintendo. They're geniuses. I know we just said don't call me a genius, but hey, they're geniuses. You know what I'm saying?
Call me a genius.
Geniuses, Mike. Listen, we talk about Xbox. Look, consoles may not be doing well, but hey, they just did a $69 billion acquisition last year that finalized this year, and now Call of Duty's on Game Pass, Mike.
Yeah, I just noticed the order in which you put the remaining two articles that we got, and it does kind of make sense. So this one's coming from WCCF Tech. It is about Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So this is something that I'm kind of I don't know, I'm a part of. I'm a part of the 52% of Xbox players that are checking out Call of Duty Black Ops 6 because I downloaded it. It's on Game Pass. I'm sure that's what this article is about to talk about. Muhammad Zuhair wrote an article over on WCCF Tech. I honestly don't even know what WCCF stands for. I'm sure it's abbreviation for all different types. Like, I don't know. But the title of the article is Call of Duty Black Ops 6 witnesses 52% of total US Xbox players checking it out. A new record. 52% of all Xbox players. That's insane, dude.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness. All right. So Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has witnessed a fantastic launch, probably the franchise's most successful entry, as it captured the attention of over half of the US Xbox Series X and S players. Well, it won't be wrong to say that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has managed to put behind all the woes it had with Activision and partners in terms of their take on the franchise, since the newest entry has managed to break all previous records in terms of the anticipation and hype. So during Microsoft's recent earnings call, CEO Satya Nadella verified that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has established a new franchise record and has been described as the biggest release of the Call of Duty series. Based on analysis by Circana CEO and analysis of Matt Piscatelli, or Tella, it is now revealed that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has managed to grasp the attention of 1 out of every 2 Xbox Series X and S players, which is indeed a massive achievement for the franchise, given the Game Pass inclusion has surely worked out for Activision and partners. According to Circana's player engagement tracker on October 23rd, 19% of US active Xbox Series players and 18% of US active PlayStation 5 players launched Call of Duty HQ. Sheesh. On October 28th, 5 days later, 52% of active Xbox Series S players and 34% of or Xbox players and 34% of active PlayStation 5 players did too. So both were all-time highs for Call of Duty HQ. So that basically means Call of Duty is back to being an Xbox game.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, actually, these are percentages. We don't know the actual player count here. It's just
true.
nutty. Let's keep going. So, despite Xbox users having an edge with Game Pass access, PlayStation users weren't left behind at all in the hype, as 1/3 of the active PlayStation 5 consumer base were involved in checking the title out, showing that Activision is getting love from all gaming platforms. Not just the US, but the title did manage to draw the largest traffic ever for a game in the UK. And while we haven't seen any metrics surface, the indicators clearly show that the cumulative, geez, I'm struggling.
Cumulative.
Player count is going to be phenomenal. It is surely exciting to see the Call of Duty franchise making a massive comeback. I don't think it ever really fell off. And the Xbox Activision partnership has definitely catalyzed the increase in player count due to the ease of access to the title through Game Pass. So, I mean, obviously, I feel like this is something we knew, Kyle.
Was
I
there
feel
ever
like
any doubt?
no, when they said Call of Duty is going to go to Game Pass, I knew right away. People are going to go back to Game Pass, and
Yeah.
they're gonna play Call of Duty. That's just what's going to happen. This game launched with the Battle Royale zombies. Everybody's been playing zombies recently, and a story mode campaign.
That's very
the-
good, I heard. So
Yeah, and it has 2v2 blueprint, which I'm desperately trying to
gunshot.
play with one of my boys.
gunfight.
And,
Let's go, dude.
So much fun, and it basically just goes to show it's like if you put the game types that are very, very popular into the game that people like to play, they will play it. It's that simple.
Yep.
Don't try to do too much. They're
Listen,
on
man.
the way.
I played the round-based zombies. Really enjoyed it, and I want to get back into it. It was fun, and you can like exfil and stuff too at a certain point, like save gear.
Mhm.
It's pretty sick. Like they're bringing back exfil from kind of the older games. I really enjoyed the previous COD zombies. It's a Modern Warfare 3, or I forget what it was. I think it was Modern Warfare 3. That zombies was really good. I enjoyed that. It was like kind of an open world, sort of like you're just kind of doing tasks. It was like a little bit of a story, but it wasn't like crazy. That was really fun. But like these round-based zombies, like I don't know, it gave me a little nostalgia, but also was like, okay, I like some of the new aspects of this, and I could definitely like play a few more sessions of this for sure. So it's cool to see that. I feel like I got to check out the campaign at some point. For people saying it's actually IGN was one of the outlets that was like, "This is the best COD campaign in years." So I was like, okay,
Ooh, okay. I
they
gotta check
like
that out
really
too.
praised it. So I'm like, all right. I feel like I got to check it out at some point now. So it's definitely on the list. But yeah, dude, multiplayer. I played some of it. I played some of that 2v2 gunfight. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was just like the other gunfight from previous games. A lot of fun. Battle chatter. You know, you're really talker-ish. I think it's
Battle chatter is so awesome.
Yeah, and just like hopping on with friends and just playing some games. And just like even though I'm playing on PC, it's like people with console mics in the lobbies, and they're just like chatting with their friends in open mics. I'm just like, they're talking about their days and stuff. I'm like, we can all hear this, like, but it's just back, funny, baby. Dude. Like, it's
we're
so
back,
and you can like chime in and chirp it, dude. It's hilarious. I'm just hearing the reactions and stuff. Yeah, dude, it's amazing. So it's cool to still see like that's alive. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like I said, I enjoy I've been, when I play COD, I think I played a little bit of COD recently. I'm trying to remember. I think I played it since the last podcast. I don't know, dude. Yeah, dude, it's fun, man. I think it's certainly cool to be back, and I don't know, I'll probably end up playing some more at some point, sure. But yeah, man, dude, COD's back, Mike, and it's Game Pass did what we thought it was gonna do. Get people on at a low cost, and
yeah, it's kind of interesting, just like how the earnings are gonna go with Game Pass being one of the main ways that people are playing on Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Because Game Pass gives a percentage almost in a like sharing pool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'd be curious to see the revenue too, because it's definitely not going to be as much as when they were doing the 60 a pop, dude. It's definitely not going to be as much.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this is gonna go. I'm very excited, and I really want to play it. I've been keeping like streams up and stuff. I've been watching Formal play again. He's getting tons and tons of viewers. Like freaking Snipe Down is on it right now. There's so many people like giving it a shot. You got the old Optic group doing it as well. It's just cool, man. It's just really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, dude. Hey, dude, yes, sir. COD's out. It's back.
We out here.
We need to play it.
Mm-hmm. All right, how about you crush the last article and we let the people go? We've kept them for quite a bit of time. We ranted, we hollered for a little bit. So, what do you got? What do you got for me? What is Phil Spencer up for?
Phil Spencer, he recently dropped by the Bloomberg office, Mike. Gave a little interview. So we are blessed enough to get it from Dina Bass. We're at Bloomberg. So Microsoft's gaming chief is still open to acquisitions, even after the Activision deal, Mike. We're still trying to get studios after we close some, and it's just crazy, man. Like,
whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Phil Spencer is planning how to enter and partner in the handheld device and mobile store markets. Yeah, he even teases the handheld, so let's get into it. After a tough year, Microsoft Core's video gaming chief is still looking at acquisitions and charting how to compete and partner in the markets for handheld game devices and mobile stores. Deals that add geographic diversity, including in Asia, might be worthwhile. Phil Spencer said in an interview Tuesday at Bloomberg's offices in New York. Buying another mobile company would add to titles. Microsoft picked up the $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard last year, he said. We definitely want to be in the market, and when we can find teams and technology and capability that add to what we're trying to do in gaming at Microsoft, absolutely we will keep our heads up, Spencer said. Still, there's nothing imminent, and very large deals are probably off the table at present, as the company is spending a lot of time absorbing Activision Blizzard employees, he said.
Yikes.
And there's even a photo of Phil Spencer in this article that was taken on November 12th by a photographer at Bloomberg. He looked like he's aged 100 years. My man is. He's been going through it.
They did him dirty, man. They took a picture of him like in between him obviously saying something to somebody.
Oh, man, I could tell this year's not been kind to him. You could tell. Oh, he's aged, man. The stress, dude, of being a CEO of billion-dollar company, billions and billions of dollar company. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He said Microsoft wants to diversify the teams working on games by looking more in China. The company developed a new mobile version of Age of Empires, a world-building franchise that first appeared in the 1990s. By partnering with Tencent Holdings, Ltd., Microsoft and Tencent released the game globally in October. It's been a good area for us to learn from creative teams that have really unique capability, Spencer said. The real opportunity is to partner with creative teams in China for global. The executive who has repeatedly professed his admiration for handheld game devices said the expectation is that we do something in that category. Although the company is working on prototypes and considering what it might do, Spencer also asked his group to look at the market and develop its vision based on what it learns. Such a device is a few years out, he said. A few years, bro. I'm gonna be like 32, dude. I'm gonna be like 40. Without Microsoft.
You're gonna be old. You're gonna be an old man.
In the coming months, designers and engineers will focus on making the Xbox app work better on existing portable devices and partnering with hardware makers to make sure their products sync with Xbox games and experiences. The Xbox app right now is good rather than great on some of those gadgets, he said. Yeah.
At least he knows.
At least he knows. Yeah, I was gonna say,
at least he knows. Dude, at least like when it's working, it's fantastic.
Yep.
But boy, when it's not working, it's very obvious.
Yeah. When you get on a device and it's just crap, bro. just like, all right, navigation sucks. Nothing loads. It's crazy. Longer term, I love us building devices, Spencer said, and I think our team could do some real innovative work. But we want to be informed by learning and what happens now. Do you say it innovative or innovative? Do you go the British route or do you go the American route? Innovative.
I say innovative.
Yeah, that's what I say too. It's very American of us. The company's planned online store for mobile games has been delayed as the group does additional research on the market. Xbox President Sarah Bond had announced the store in May with a planned release date of July, but staffers are still talking to mobile developers, including those responsible for Microsoft-owned Candy Crush and COD Mobile, to figure out a plan. As regulatory cases involving Apple Inc.'s iOS and Alphabet Inc.'s Android mobile stores work their way through courts in various countries, Microsoft still doesn't have an effective way to get its own store on mobile phones. So a web store would mean somebody doesn't have to go into the App Store to try and install something, but you still have to have a way to find the store, Spencer said. If we're just hoping like if we built it, they will come, I'm going to bet that doesn't work. Okay.
Probably right.
Yep. That means Xbox has to make its store unique for players and figure out what will draw content creators. At the same time, it's preparing for a world where Apple and Google mobile devices are more open to Xbox. I think the ball is moving in the right direction, Spencer said. I think this idea of open platforms where users have more choice, creators have more choice. You see the momentum, right? Do you see the momentum, Mike? Do you see it? Feel it?
I think I do. Yes. I mean,
Okay.
For me, dude, it's like I love the Xbox app when it works, but it's a very good app when it's working. You can do clipping, you can invite your friends, you can talk to them. But man, when it doesn't work, it is on a whole nother level of frustration. Like the companion app, I felt like it sometimes worked better than the Xbox app. The mobile app is actually fine, I think. I've never really had an issue with it.
Yeah, like when I was using the xCloud app or whatever, it's like I guess it's like technically a full screen browser, right? Because they weren't able to make like but like still like even for that it like navigates pretty well on my iPhone, so I was impressed by it. But
yeah, I mean on the mobile device,
it's a good workaround. Like it's not a terrible workaround on iPhone, but I don't know other devices.
So, bro, when you need to invite one of your friends and that app's acting up, you can't do it. It's like impossible to get them into a party. It's bad. It resets every time you plug in a device that has a mic on it. You have to repath the audio. It's like, oh my gosh, dude. It's annoying.
Buns. Listen, after releasing the first batch of Xbox games for Sony Group Corp, PlayStation, and Nintendo Co.'s Switch, Spencer is pleased with the results. Microsoft will do more of that, he said, and won't roll out any game in Microsoft's stable. Okay. All right, Phil. Okay. But he ain't rolling out anything, dude. Anything.
All right.
Going to other consoles, okay. All right, Phil. Spit. I do not see sort of red lines in our portfolio that say, thou must not, he said. It's too early to make any sort of decision on the next version of Halo, he said. Okay.
Yeah.
Too early to make a decision. You know, they want to give that one up. I don't know.
Let's just move on, bro.
Following the Activision acquisition, Xbox cut more than 2,500 jobs and closed 3 game design studios, with the company exiting what management calls a difficult year amid a challenging mobile game market. Spencer feels good about 2025, saying, quote, the Xbox business has never been more healthy. He said, citing growth in cloud and PC gaming as well as console usage, business is performing right now, and I think that means a more healthy future for hardware and the games we build. Spencer also said he's optimistic about the growth of mobile games. I feel pretty good about where the industry is going. To reach new players, we need to be creative and adaptive of new business models, new devices, new ways of access. We're not going to grow the market with $1,000 consoles. You hear that, Sony? You hear that, boy?
Sony,
you hear that, boy? $700. You don't even get a stand for your console. It's crazy.
You said, watch your mouth.
$700. You don't even get a disk drive, Mike. It's crazy out here.
No, man, that is actually insane. You
The
lose a
disk
couple
drive
IPs in the
sold
progress,
separately, by
dude.
the way. It's crazy.
Yeah, insanity.
It's like software.
I mean,
linked to the
obviously,
console. It's crazy.
obviously, you thought, this is a good moment to attack the arrival to Xbox, PlayStation. I get it. I'm most excited about just the app. I don't know about you, but I kind of figured they were going to keep doing acquisitions if they could. Every CEO in the world is always going to be like, yeah, we're going to look at it. We're not going to rule out anything. Anything's up on the table. We're going to look at it and evaluate and make a decision that way. But we're not going to outright just be like, yo, we're done making acquisitions. We're done growing. It's like you say that, your stock will plummet into oblivion, and then you get fired. Like you always, like as a CEO, you're a marketing person now, so you need to just always be like, yeah, we're gonna keep growing, we're gonna keep acquiring. You know what? I heard PlayStation might be for sale. I'm gonna go after them real quick. Like, you know what I mean? They're always gonna have that. But there is some tangible things that you can take out of this, where the app he knows is like, maybe it's not that good. Maybe we should work on it. I see progress there. It's like, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I need a better Xbox app. I wonder if actually I'm gonna load it up right now. I haven't turned my Xbox in over a week. Not my Xbox, my console on in over a week. I'm gonna see if there's actually an update. Yeah, okay, cool. Right away. I open up Xbox app, just like test this live, and I get a message. It says Xbox now supports both friends and followers. Friends are now two-way relationships. Following someone is a one-way relationship that allows you to see their shared content. Here's what we have changed for you. You're staying at friends. Okay, interesting. So you can basically now, so friendships on Xbox is now a mutually based thing, whereas previously, yeah, previously you didn't have that particular thing. That's interesting. Yeah, so the update literally just went through. No, I have another update available as well. So
Nice.
yeah, that needs to happen. So they are actively working on the Xbox app. Thank freaking goodness, dude. I will say one thing that drives me insane, bro, is the fact that like you can't, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you can't really interact with your friends that well on the app.
Yeah,
Drives me insane.
yeah. It's not the best. Messaging.
It's a
Kinda
bad
clunky.
social messaging app for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't get push notifications. I actually just saw, I got my buddy a week ago took a screenshot of me and sent it to me, and he goes, I saw you there, dude, at the tournament.
Yeah, it's yeah, you get late messages, doesn't work great. Use the party chat feature or whatever. Just use Discord, dude. They have Discord on Xbox now, just use that.
Exactly, man.
It's way better.
Discord's the future. I kind of want to go try out TeamSpeak in terms of voice messaging apps.
That's true, yeah. TeamSpeak's always dunking on Discord, dude. It's so funny. Like you go on
It's
Twitter,
so good,
they
dude.
keep dunking on them, dude. It's
All
so good.
the time, and it's working, man. It reminds me, like, yeah, TeamSpeak's actually pretty sick. Yeah.
Memes, dude. They're trying to stay relevant. I understand.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably easier on your computer too, to be honest. Discord's a lot of crap. So it's just like,
dude, it's so much
it could
crap.
be very expensive.
Yeah, TeamSpeak is basically you can build your own server, you can host it natively, be secure, you can do a whole bunch of different things with it. I can't remember why people stopped using TeamSpeak, but I'm sure there was something dumb that happened.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like people probably stopped using TeamSpeak because it wasn't as like user friendly as Discord. Like Discord is very web based and just like it's just very intuitive, even for computer illiterates. So TeamSpeak is probably a little more like, oh, this looks gross, and like just don't use it. I mean, I haven't seen it in years, but when I tried to use it, it was like very like bare bones and just like, ugh, does not look appealing. Brother, like yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, dude, Microsoft gonna be making a handheld console at some point. I mean, I've probably all could have guessed that, but hey, that's true. Saying nothing's out of the realm of being non-exclusive, I think that's pretty cool too. It probably adheres to what Microsoft's been saying for years of just focusing on building stuff everywhere and not really caring about exclusivity, and PlayStation moving to PC, and Nintendo's just like, we made good games, we don't need other stuff. So it's crazy out here.
That's 100% what it is, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Times are changing. I hope it's for the better. I think it is.
True.
We'll just have to see how it pans out. Like, I think I think this week's articles were kind of just showcasing the potential and the future of what's to come for all of gaming, not just Xbox individual, but it's like we got an update on Warner Brothers. They have a crap load of IP. They're going to be working on new games. Valorant's anti-cheat system Vanguard works. It's in multiple games. I learned that it's in League of Legends now. That's pretty sick.
Yep.
Nintendo is business as usual. They're not really bringing anything new to the table. It's more of just like, here's our company culture. Here's what we plan on doing for the future of our games. And everybody's like, oh yeah, that fits the bill of Nintendo. You got, I don't know, what else are we just covered? Basically, Call of Duty being a success because of the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
I think that is a major component to why their numbers are so high. And Phil Spencer dunking on PlayStation. I don't know. I feel like this week was a nice week to come back.
Say it, dude. It was nice to get that week off and get some good articles.
Dude, it was, yeah.
It's good for
It
sure.
really was. Yeah, we got stuff from the past 2 weeks on this one.
Yeah. That's the thing, dude. There's probably some more we could have covered too, you know? Or we could get to.
We could have, yeah.
For later stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it'll tie into next week because we got more holidays, more Thanksgiving coming, and that's usually a time when everybody's home. Work usually gets a little bit slowed down for people that work in the 9 to 5. So, yeah, it's cool, man.
For sure, dude. For sure. But
for sure. Now, I guess that's it for our articles for this week. I'm pretty hungry. Oh, by the way, shout out to KyleHeath over here. If you guys stuck around, give a little bit of thumbs up for my man because he's got a sick shirt on. Very much into it. Very cool.
Camera is like not liking it. But hey, man.
Hey, on Discord,
like,
it looks fine. It looks fine
my
to me.
camera, it's like, ooh, it's like the lines and stuff for messing with it. But,
yeah. Oh, we should, side note, for the future, we should try to see if Google Meets might be the play for us.
And try something different.
Because the quality will be much bigger and better. And I found a way to kind of anchor POVs. Now, if it's too complicated and it's going to be a pain, we'll just stick to what we're doing, business as usual. But if we can up our quality to 1080p, 30 FPS, make it look really nice and clean, that might be the play. We'll have to talk about it.
We'll have to test it. Hey, so, down for whatever.
We'll definitely have to test. We don't even have to test it. It's more of just like, let's get in a chat, maybe watch some football together, talk a bunch of crap while it's running, and then see how long it takes until it breaks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, something like that.
I think something like that. Something laid back. But in the meantime, dude, I'm going to let you go because, again, football's up. It's a little bit late. I haven't eaten yet. I don't know if you have. And I know your cat is causing chaos.
Yeah, I had to lock him out, dude. Crazy. I hardly ever have to, but I had to lock him out today.
Yeah, he was acting up. My dog, I don't know if anybody has watched in the broadcast. We're on YouTube and what are we on? Spotify video?
Yep.
My man is sat on the couch. Can you see him? Or does he just look like a blob?
I can see like the head.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah, he had a big last 2 days. Went on a very long walk today before the rain came in. We got rain before you.
Yep.
So it came down hard and it was cold. I don't know how cold it is over there by you, man. It's like 42 degrees by me.
Jeez, it wasn't that bad here. Jeez.
Yeah. And I know anybody that's listening to us that's in the north and is dealing with like sub 10s and 20s. We're from the south. There's a lot of humidity. We're not used to it. Okay.
Not at all.
Like a week ago, it was 80 degrees. Okay. Like, give us a break.
It was, dude. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Insanity.
Before we go too, dude, I didn't even mention. But
go ahead.
We gotta mention it, dude. Listen. I gotta embrace it while we have it, all right?
Okay.
Panthers won first time consecutive games since 2022.
Yeah.
Just gotta say it, dude. First time back to back since 2022. So just gotta say it, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta embrace it.
Maybe it's because I stopped watching. I didn't watch the last 2 games.
There you go.
I saw Bryce Young was going to start, and then I just stopped watching.
Hey, man. Yeah. He's found a way to win. I know it's not going to last, but it was cool to get 2 in a row. So
it's good for his career that he's actually shown he can win games.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So.
And his confidence. I saw some videos on Twitter about him just like jumping up and down, like literally in joy.
Yeah, like you can tell he's just.
I don't hate the guy. You gotta celebrate people's happiness.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that's coming. That's kind of rich for me because I've been talking mad trash about the guy. But the point is like he's letting me down a lot of the time.
Yeah, yeah, he's let a lot of us down. But hey, maybe he's figured it out. I don't know. It's only 2 weeks in, so we'll see.
We'll have to wait and see, bro. We'll have to wait and see.
But hey, dude, it's like it was two wins. Now we're into the bye week, so we have another week to soak it in. So it's like it's good timing.
Yeah, it's fact.
Just to be like, all right, enjoy it while it's here, and then right back
very
at
true.
it. So, but yeah,
all right, my man. Let's let the people go. Just round everybody out. If you want to check out any of the articles that we've covered, everything we've read, we do links in the description with timestamps. Again, I always say this every single episode. Maybe I'll stop saying and just let people leave, and we'll talk to you later. But timestamps are in the description below. If you leave, you come back, check the timestamps. Should be in every single platform that you're listening. If it's not, let me know, because I'd like to know if it's not. And that's really it, man. I mean, like, we got social links, we got Discord, we got whatever you want to talk to us, anything like that, just let us know. Without further ado, I am your host, MadMikeWillEatU. My co-host right here is KyleHeath. He's a legend. He has an awesome shirt on. And we're going to let you go. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. This has been the M2 Podcast. We're back. I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Peace out. Keep gaming.
Keep gaming.
Like to say.
Go Panthers.
Go Panthers.